Listen to AM 560 on your smartphone or mobile device when you download the AM 560 mobile app at 560theanswer.com/mobile. From the AM 560 Traffic Center, I'm Jill Urchek.
Now, your official weather forecast from the Air Right Heating and Cooling Weather Center.
Tonight, expect cloudy skies and warm conditions with a chance of a shower, possibly accompanied by a rumble of thunder. The temperature will drop to a low of 63. Moving into Friday, anticipate warm weather with cloudy skies and a morning shower possible. As the day progresses, there will be a mix of clouds and sunshine with the possibility of a thunder shower. The high temperature will reach 75 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
I love America. I love the Constitution. I love the First Amendment. I want to carry and all us. I love property. And let me tell you something. If you care about your country, I'll read Ludwig von Mises and the 6 lessons of the Austrian Economic School, motherfuckers.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag.
My next guest is a very, very interesting woman.
And when the band plays, hey,
A very accomplished woman with fantastic taste in radio shows. The way that I was first introduced to her, she called my show. She's a certified epidemiologist from Johns Hopkins, holds a BS in project management and MS in Homeland Security. She has gone to Johns Hopkins, Colorado Technical University. She's the host of Medical Intuitive Insights, and the founder of Sustainability Management Institute. She is Dr. Gloria Warren. How are you, Dr. Warren?
I'm great, Shaun. How are you?
Very good. And what I like about having you on is that you can help with so many things that have happened to us these many years. And I am of the firm belief that, we're an unusual species. The more we are corralled and controlled, it's almost as if we like it. And when you look at what's happened in our food chain, when you look at what has happened with COVID and the vaccine, it's upsetting. So I'm wondering, do you touch upon all of this in with your insights?
I do, actually, but I am limited to what I can talk about because of YouTube, barriers.
Right. Well, hey, you're talking to a guy who has been banned for years, but I got my station back, so let her rip, Doc. It's only going to affect me, and I don't monetize it other than the radio show. But it's an interesting time where your opinion as a doctor, as somebody who's gone to Johns Hopkins, and all of your experience, somehow these Google morons, who we now know we're working with the Southern Poverty Law Center for if you don't want to give the Ku Klux Klan your money directly, you can give it to them. So it's fascinating to watch how we've been censored. A doctor such as yourself has been censored. It kind of tells you information is really the enemy of the liar, isn't it?
It's really a shame, but yes, that is the big picture that I see every single day.
So tell me about this, the food epidemic, the fake food epidemic, and all of the things in which have led to so many problems we see in our society, from not just obesity, but other problems.
Well, I gather back in the 1990s, they started putting manufactured food products on our marketplace where we shop, in all the grocery stores and whatever. And they never told us they were going to do this. I mean, fake food, which I call fake food. That's why they said I can't promote my video, because I'm using the term fake food. So it's all in the vocabulary, but manufactured foods is okay. So, but the problem with those is they disrupt they cause diseases, and they disrupt our biological systems. They cause chronic inflammation. I mean, it's really disgusting that they're intertwining this, and they think that it's okay because, they added this and they added that, but they're adding fake things to it as well. So it's disgusting.
One of the things that backs you up as of late was the Campbell's Soup CEO, who had inherited the business and went crazy when he found out there was not real chicken in the soup and all of the other things that we've had. But there's also an amazing rise in ailments since the time that the tobacco companies bought the food industry and started to really, I don't mind the profit, but what they did was really drive down their costs through delivering this synthetic food and into people. But we've also had a massive uptick in illnesses, haven't we?
Right. Modern food manufacturing focuses on convenience, shelf life stability, specialized nutrition is what they say, but it's not nutrition that our body recognizes. They produce ready-to-eat meals and protein snacks, plant-based alternatives, processed staples, major categories, including canned foods, like you said, Campbell's, snacks, dairy products. Milk is actually not real milk most of the time in those big plastic jugs, and it's all for profit.
Well, what else is funny is you see the attack of people who kind of recognize this. You've been censored, but there have been other doctors that have paid even steeper costs. They've attacked their licenses. They've ostracized them. So how big and could this operate without the approval of a corrupted government entity like the NIH or the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA? I mean, so in other words, they must have done what they have done with so many of the other things, including the vaccine, just cut the government in on it so that they make enough money. Is that how you see it?
Well, I see it that they knew it was happening. They know it's happening, yet they don't stop it, and they don't inform the public, of which are their guinea pigs, for what they're doing. There are no clinical studies on long-term effects of what they're giving us today.
Well, one of the most fascinating things is when you really look at the life expectancy in America, it's a travesty that it's considerably less than it was just a half a century ago. And you look at the difference in blood pressure among seniors. Go back to the 70s and the 60s of blood pressure among seniors versus now, and how many Americans are on medication. But I was able to find that clip of the Campbell's bioengineered food. I want the audience to hear what we're talking about.
A former Campbell Soup Company employee is taking legal action against the food giant, and he's making some explosive allegations about one of its top executives. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Those allegations are now at the center of a lawsuit claiming the company's vice president went on an hour-long tirade attacking the company's products and employees before taking aim at its customers.
And the former employee recorded it all. Eric Erickson shares that recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at me, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
I like them, doctor, and that was in the year that was in November of 24. And it made
good interview.
It made a news story, and then it went away, and they did some damage control. So I'm wondering, what have you decided will be an alternative so that people, if they have ingested this stuff, if they have kids that have ingested this stuff, what is the routine that they should do to correct it?
Well, first thing is you need to have certified organic foods only. I have my own chickens. I don't feed them the commercialized feed. So I feed them all the table scraps of organic food. They are grass-fed out there. They roam. They eat their insects for their protein. So the first thing is find your organic product, whether it be coffee, milk. I've only found one milk that's actually organic, by the way. So, they've got their job cut out for them. It's ridiculous. And he was right.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, he was right. Those they are targeting the poor. If you look at the SNAP food, go into Amazon even, pull up SNAP food approved food, and pull it up and see what they're selling. The only thing that SNAP will approve through Amazon, it's all the junk food, crackers, anything with chemicals in it. They can't get organic food on the food card.
Well, what's interesting, too, is that, in Florida, I have a story that just broke today. Florida has new EBT rules. They can't buy junk food. People who are on Florida EBT can no longer purchase soda, sugary drinks, certain foods. And, to a certain extent, if you can't afford to feed yourself, I think you do need somebody to tell you how to eat, because we still have the problem that nobody or few talk about. The biggest problem among American poor is obesity. So it's clearly something in the process that allows this to happen and needs to be corrected. So I'm wondering how you view the Trump administration, which is under constant fire. I mean, he's made some drastic changes. I think the vast majority are for the better. And I have to say, I like what RFK Jr.'s position is. I feel he's waffled a little bit on the vaccines. However, to me, the government has no credibility whatsoever. And since Dr. Fauci has worked there since 1968, I'll say since 1967, the government has zero credibility, because Dr. Fauci is a paid-off pimp and everybody knows it. And we had this system of corruption where companies can bribe the very officials who are supposed to regulate them. And that seems to be the issue at hand. So how do you view RFK's job?
Well, I think I will not disagree with anything you said.
Good.
And as far as the current administration, I think RFK Jr. his hands were tied. So he needs to make changes. He knows it. He's trying, but he is running into the machine that still exists within the FDA and in other areas of the government, that big D machine there. And unfortunately, he likes to breathe too. Actually, that's quite fortunate, because he has made some improvements, but he can't just make everything overnight, because there are people in his way. So I think the whole administration has their limitations. And now over time, like if they continue in the administration, I believe that we will even see more drastic changes. But there needs to be some weeding out.
Well, we have Redfield, who has admitted that the CDC hid the side effects of the vaccines. And, it's like when I cover the story of the chief of staff of Gavin Newsom. She pled guilty to stealing 4 years ago. Oh, but she had the job for 30. So she just started stealing. So this is a problem where...
Yeah, highly unlikely.
Right. It's gone into... But one of the most amazing things, and I want to get this from you before we end, I could not believe, with all of the so-called intellect that comes out of the medical arena. I mean, Johns Hopkins is a phenomenal school where you went. It really is. Really, years ago. And if you look at the healthcare system prior to Obamacare and how it's even survived in it, it's by far the most advanced healthcare system when it runs by decent people in good areas. But to see doctors and these colleges accept the Biden administration dictate that we change the definition of side effects, I could not. It was beyond Orwellian. The Orwellian is overused. It was the greatest example of corrupt government fascism I think you could pinpoint. What do you mean you're changing the definition of side effects? Do you think that at that moment, even the decent people who may have said, well, listen, we're going to operate within an indecent system and try to save it, do you think the pushback was more than doctors who are independent, who have their own institutes like yourself and operate pretty independent of other things? Do you think doctors even inside the system said, enough is enough now?
I think so. That's why we have so many doctors that quit, working at a hospital, and they're doing concierge medicine just because of that fact. Now the hospitals are actually banning the concierge physicians, so they're trying to get back. Money talks.
Well, it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch when you're around people who have been at the forefront of this concierge medicine. And I just got lucky. I stumbled into a little enclave of it. They don't go to any doctor that isn't part of this network, and they're all healthier. I deal with a lot of, when you smoke cigars, you bump into a lot of older people. When you live in South Florida, you bump into a lot of older people. So whether it's cigars or out of cigars, if it's in restaurants, and you see these people and they look fantastic, all of them. And I said to this guy who you could see was older, but he built like a brick outhouse. And I said to him, he said, I got off all medication. I am with a concierge doctor. They have weaned me into, I'm eating right. I'm taking organic vitamins. I didn't even know there was organic vitamins versus, he said, oh, please, 80% of the vitamins you buy are junk. They're all created with oil and the rest of it. So you look at these, you look at the difference of quality of life. And granted, they're people of means, but it's really that they could afford to get doctors whose opinions were not bribed and bought off. So in a way, that division, as far as I can see, I think that actually might be a silver lining in the cloud of this government that has absolutely no credibility. They've done it to themselves. So I think the best is yet to come when we see how things are changing. Do you?
I'm getting the word out there. Let me tell you, I'm a neurologist and I study ancient medicines, and there's so much there that anybody at home can do. You know, there's a place for a hospital. You're in a car accident, fine, go to a hospital. You're dying of pneumonia, yes, go to a hospital, please. You know, but for some of these daily things that people are running to the doctor for when they could just take an herb or something like that, I mean, it's worth it. It's worth to try it. People need to look at things and do it, and always beware of the word cultured on any food, even yogurt.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Well, where's the best place to keep an eye on everything Dr. Gloria Warren?
Well, I have a show, Medical Intuitive Insights, with Dr. Gloria Warren on YouTube, and I have a website, medicalintuitivegloria.org, O-R-G. So, you know, feel free to look me up.
I love it. And you know what you did with that website title? Give it to me again. It's Medical Intuitive
Insights. Well, actually, it's Medical Intuitive Insights with .org. Sorry.
Oh. No, I love the name of it because you pretty much Democrat-proofed it. You're never going to get even a Democrat from CPS that can log on to even heckle you. So I love what you did.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you making time, and I appreciate that call you gave us that day. Thank you very much for giving time for us today. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. We'll be back with your calls and comments.
This is the Shaun Thompson Show, where Democrats are always wrong, Republicans are seldom right, and politicians are never, ever to be trusted. On AM 560, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors, a third-generation family-owned business since 1969. We know you're bombarded by choices when shopping for new windows or doors, so we're inviting you to experience the Woodland difference. For decades, we have been transforming living spaces with Marvin Windows, a fifth-generation family business. Marvin replacement windows have been known to increase the warmth of your cold rooms by 10 degrees. Think about that, 10 degrees warmer. When you welcome Woodland into your home, you will get a product expert to transform